All right, guys, so first this morning we're heading to one of our neighborhoods that we manage hogs for. Lots of hogs, lots of spots. So what we're gonna do is go to different spots, watch the Moultrie cameras, and when they send me pictures that there's animals there, that there's hogs there, we're going in after them. Then this afternoon we're gonna try to hunt the airport. Still lots of buck activity, lots of different bucks coming, several different good mature bucks coming, one just gigantic bodied buck. He's got, you know, decent rack, but gigantic body. And then a black coyote showed up, another black coyote. So that could step out in front of us, and obviously we're gonna shoot that if we see it, because man, they're super cool looking. Looks like a big male too. The last one was a little female. But we're headed to the neighborhood right now. Gonna slip into our Kryptek Camo as we get close, get the rifle ready, go in and just try to kill some hogs. Got two of them. Let me stop my recording here on my scope. We got one big boar, look like. The other one went down right in here in this grass somewhere. Where's he at? All right, there he is. Really pretty boar hog. Beautiful, like golden color with black spots on him. Just a beautiful hog. 40 pounds or so. And I believe this other one is much, much bigger. Drag him to the main trail. Moultrie camera. Here's where he was standing. He's still kicking a little, but this is just nerves. He's about 170 pound boar. Real good size, good color on him. I don't know how I'm gonna get him out of here by myself, but there was a good group of them. There was probably 7 or 8 hogs that we've been watching. I wanted to get a trap in here, but it's just too far in here. It's just about 100 yards too far in here to make it practical to bring a trap in. Good shoulders on him. Not much for teeth. They just do not get teeth in this area. They really don't. It's very rare to get a hog with good teeth in here, but good body size on him, healthy hog. You can really see our trail going in here. It's normally, all this is normally completely underwater. I'd rather it be like that because I can sneak in quieter. This mud is just sloppy. It grabs a hold of your boots and doesn't let you go. And I have fallen in here before. Some sloppy stuff. But about a 150 yard walk through this stuff. I didn't even grab my backpack. I just, I pulled up to this spot, and like 2 minutes later, I was texting Gloria Ann, checked the camera, first picture of the pack of hogs there. All right, got the pocket drag, and I would highly recommend any hunter get one of these. They are a game changer for dragging hogs, dragging does, anything that doesn't have a set of antlers that you can grab onto. They really help out. It really helps out. I don't have any type of sponsorship or anything with them. It's just something that all of my team members have, and I have. It really helps out. My main goal is to get, you know, kill these hogs for these neighborhoods and HOAs and communities that hire us to kill these hogs. My number one goal is not filming. I'm able to film, but it does add another degree of difficulty to the mix. And, you know, if you do appreciate these videos, all I would ask is that you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed, but hit that like button. And that tells YouTube to push this video out to more people. And that encourages me to make more videos like this. So stop what you're doing for just a second, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Now I'm gonna start dragging some hogs. Dragging this hog out. Just about stepped on this little ribbon snake. He doesn't know what's got a hold of him right now. They don't get really big. It's a little ribbon snake. They're in the kind of in the garter snake family, called a ribbon snake. Real small. Gonna let him go. Pretty quick too. You can't hide under that dead hog. Keep on moving. There you go, buddy. And he's kind of in a hole, so it doesn't look that big, but I drug him about 100 yards. About 125 yards to go. All right, made it back to the truck. It is brutally, brutally hot. And I got the AC blasting, but man, it's extra hot today. Had a little bit of rain out here yesterday afternoon. I think I just brought up the humidity, but oh man, trying to get some AC going. I just dragged those hogs until I just about passed out overheated. I'm gonna come back and get them later. I drag them about halfway out, maybe a little further than halfway. We're gonna keep cruising. I'm going to spots that I know hogs are coming to and have been coming to. So what I'll do is I'll pattern them for a few days, and then I'll hunt them one day. Then I'll pattern them for a few days, and I'll hunt them one day. I knew hogs were coming to this spot early. Heading just one street over, I've got another boar hog that's been coming right around 6 o'clock early evening. It's 5 o'clock now, so I'm gonna park right here, get some work done, check some emails, maybe answer some YouTube comments, and hopefully he shows up. We can go in here and kill him too. Pile him up. So much for cooling off. I just pulled up and he's already there, so going back in for round number 2. So I don't know, the shot looked perfect from my point of view. It's about a 60 to 70 yard shot, and I held it right on him. And he acted like he wasn't hit. I don't see any blood or anything, so I don't know what happened. I'll replay the shot. Tell me what you guys think. I'm gonna keep looking for blood. All right, guys, I'm excited because I'm heading back out to the airport. Been a lot of activity, man. It's amazing how many bucks are out here at this airport. I want to clarify one thing. So I had a few comments from the last video at the airport that said you get a nuisance situation to remove some deer, and of course you go for the biggest trophy buck. Well, if I had the opportunity to shoot any of those does, none of those does gave me a shot the other night. You know, I'm trying to take about 6 to 8 deer off this place. I can only take 3 bucks and 2 does per year. I've got a couple other people that I'm bringing in to help fill that quota as well. The airport manager said he doesn't want to wait until there's a deer problem. He's seeing about a dozen deer in total, and he wants to keep it about 6 or 8 deer. So we're just taking a few off this place. And if I have the opportunity to shoot a nice buck, then of course I'm gonna take that opportunity versus shooting a yearling 4-point or something like that. So I'm looking for big body. I'm not just looking for big antlers. If I have a smaller antlered buck with a big body and I can tell he's 4 or older, he will get shot. Same with the does. So just gonna try to take about 4 or 6 deer off this property and hopefully make it an annual thing where we can manage it to where the remaining deer are perfectly healthy and they're not chasing each other across the runway. They're staying in the woods. There's enough hunting pressure on them to keep them in the woods and not just roaming through the fields like they have been because there's been no hunting pressure. Doing what I love, being able to manage the wildlife, the native and non-native wildlife. Coyotes are not native. They do not belong in Florida, no matter what FWC or anybody else says. FWC deems them naturalized, which is a made-up word that they have been here for several decades and now they just kind of fit in. Well, they don't fit in. We get calls every week just about of coyotes killing people's cats, killing people's dogs. We've had coyotes chase kids at the bus stop. That's because there's too many of them. They're much more prolific than the red wolf. We used to have a red wolf. The native red wolf is what Florida had, and it's very similar to a coyote, but they're not nearly as prolific. So that's why they got wiped out. Coyotes are a different animal. They're much smarter. They're much more prolific. They're much braver and bolder. That's why you've got coyotes attacking people, attacking dogs, attacking cats, which I'm fine with the cats. In my opinion, you shouldn't have an outdoor cat. For whatever reason you want a pet cat, keep it inside. 2 hours from the airport, heading that way. It's a little hot today, but we should see some deer. All right, I already slipped in here, baited my spot, and I've got about a 350 yard walk. It is hot today, but luckily there's a good breeze. And we've got some weather supposed to move in. I think it's just light rain. But hopefully it'll get the deer up and on their feet. All right, I made it in. Gonna get some black on my face and sit back and relax. We should see some deer tonight. Whew, man. Drawing back on a buck will get you shaken up. I don't care how many times you've done it. It's awesome. There's no feeling like it. Definitely better than a hog. I heard him go in there just crashing. Pretty much took out his front end. Those Grim Reapers are just lethal. They do so much damage. Took out his front end. He went in there. I heard him in there about 15 yards crash. He's definitely down right there. He's got to be. Not the big boy that I'm after, but again, this is a depredation nuisance situation, and that is a mature buck right there. That deer is at least 4.5, if not 5.5 years old. Really cool buck. Can't wait to get my hands on him, but we're gonna sit tight and see if we can at least get a doe tonight. He came out of nowhere. I just looked up and he was there. I don't know where he came from. I'm guessing he came from the left, but I got kind of a blind spot. But he's down. Didn't see him go down, but I know it. That was awesome. Well, I got a deer blowing back here in my back left. I don't know if it's blowing at the dead buck that's there or if it's blowing at me if the wind changed. I'm not sure, but I know that a mature buck's not going to be coming in here when there's deer blowing. Squirrels are barking all over. So I'm not sure what's going on, but the wind may have just changed and is carrying my scent straight into the woods where they come from. So I'm going to go ahead and get out, recover this buck. Man, it feels good to stretch. All right. I thought that was him. All right, let's see. He was standing right here. All right, so this is where he went. Obviously, blood everywhere. This is where he went. Straight into the jungle. Oh, I might have some trouble getting him out of here. Goodness gracious. I know he didn't go far. I can smell him. It's just crazy nasty stuff. Wait till you guys see this blood. I can get through here. Ooh, there's a shed. A little shed. I went across this little dry creek and went back up this hill. This is probably where I heard him crash. There's just blood everywhere. He fell right here. There he is. There he is. Man, what a big body. That is not only a big body, that is a giant body for North Florida. Wow, we might need to head back to the ranch and get him on the scale, because I just about guarantee you this would be the biggest bodied Florida buck that I've ever killed. He's pretty cool. He laid a shed down right there. Man, not much in the antler department, but he's cool though. Wore off or broke off that little brow tine. So he's really only a 7-point. Man, what a body. This is an old deer, probably gone downhill. And I'm gonna have my hands full getting him out of here. It's only like 25 yards. I mean, he probably went 20-25 yards, but he's huge. All right, there he is. Biggest bodied Florida buck that I've ever seen. And you know, it doesn't really mean anything, but he's got gray hair speckled all through here. Gray in the ears. Doesn't always mean they're an older deer. Sometimes they'll just have different genetics that make them that color. And keep in mind, I raise white-tailed deer, so I'm around them every day. I've learned more about white-tailed deer in the first year of raising them than I have in a lifetime of hunting them. I'm gonna age this buck. There's a company, I'll put the link in the description, but there's a company that can age them, and they can get within 6 months of their age. It's very accurate. Not just looking at the jawbone, but actually looking at that tooth. He's probably, I mean, if I had to guess, he's 170 to 180 pounds, maybe bigger. And they just don't get that big here normally. I mean, a big bodied buck is 120 pounds, with no exaggeration. That's a big bodied buck here for North Florida. Went 25 yards, Grim Reaper 1 3/4 inch whitetail, and it did the job. Put him down very quickly. Now that is a big deer. Whew. Ended up taking me about 20 minutes to drag him 20 yards, about a yard a minute. Just a perfect deer to take off this place. Just an old bruiser on his way out. Awesome, awesome buck. Oh. Now I got him out of this jungle. Now I gotta get him into the bed of the truck. All right, I'm gonna try to do this without killing my back. Who needs a back anyway? Look at that deer, guys. He is just a tank. Look at his neck. Just a tank of a buck. I'm thrilled. That is so awesome. Gosh, he fills up half the bed of my truck. So I didn't notice this earlier, but a coyote had actually tried to get in here and get these guts in the 15-20 minutes before I recovered this deer. That's crazy. So unfortunately, I was not able to get this buck put on a scale, but I'm pretty confident that he was between 175 to 185 pounds, making him by far the biggest Florida buck that I've ever killed. Really appreciate you guys joining me along the way, and until next time, stay wild. If you enjoyed this video, check out our channel where we have hundreds of other videos like this one. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the next videos. It really does help to support our channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.